Tuesday night, JT spoke, and then our kid was in here last night, and we'll wrap up with JT tonight. He's got to get back to Colorado and preach again. But I asked Jeff, I know he's a combat veteran. He's the post commander at the VFW post at Manford 7441. He was in OIF from 2008 to 2010, OEF 2010 to 11 to 12, then OSS into 2017. And we was talking one time. He was speaking. Was it at a school or women's prayer group? What was that here a while back? They said they asked you to speak.
It was a church prayer group.
A church prayer group about that. And if guys, if you've been in combat, sometimes it's hard to talk or break it down to where if you've not been in combat and been in the military and deployed different things, it can be a little bit hard to break it down to where people can understand it or really know what you, or they can't. You just can't get them to know unless you've been there. And Jeff, that was a pretty cool. We talked about that, and I prayed with him over that because he wanted to, was a little hesitant maybe to go, but he wanted to go help because Jeff's got a big servant's heart. He's here all the time at everything we do here at the church, from our kids stuff on Wednesdays to our men's group stuff on Tuesdays. He's active in his kids' school stuff and everything. So I know he's got a lot on his plate. So I appreciate him being here with us today. But Jeff, you don't mind. From the physical warrior standpoint of it, JT is going to cover the spiritual side of it here in just a minute. I know you went to was deployed on 3 different occasions and was with warriors over there and do that. But when you see this, the Lord is with you, mighty warrior. You mind talking about that again, about how the Lord was with you in that one particular instance that we've talked about before?
Yeah, we were in. This was in the 2011-2012 deployment. We deployed to Afghanistan, and we were stationed in a little fob doing route clearance stuff, and we'd be out on missions. We could be out anywhere from a day to, my longest mission was 21 days, and we were out on a mission clearing roads, and we had some Apaches overhead that morning, and they had to leave and go refuel. Well, as soon as they left and refueled, our head Husky got hit by an IED. Well, we spin around, we're going up there, we're hooking up to the Husky, and then all of a sudden we just start taking fire. And that one instant turned into a 6-hour firefight, and we kept calling for air support, but other people were also in firefights, so we didn't get to air support in a timely manner. And we pretty much went black on all ammo. I think I had one magazine left in my 9mm pistol shooting across the desert. And I just remember.
Bad feel, ain't
it? It is a bad feel. And I just remember stopping and I prayed and I said, Lord, I don't know how we're going to get out of here, but if you see fit, let us get out of here. Yes, and it wasn't 30 seconds later, F-16 flew over the top and dropped flares over the top of the enemy, and every single one of them just threw their hands up and started walking towards us. And we were kind of hesitant as they were walking towards us because everybody's like, well, we ain't got no ammo. I mean, what if they try to sabotage us? But luckily they didn't, and we detained what was left of that Taliban force that day.
So the Lord, even in the midst of that firefight against some possible odds, the Lord, on a physical fight, not a spiritual battle, come in there and done that. And I'm sure you've seen movies, the guys running ammo, and there was that one, I think the movie The Outpost, that one guy got a Medal of Honor running ammo back and forth. I think that was the movie back, kept him and stuff in that, and a little documentary I watched, and that movie was based off of that. So, God does answer his prayer in the physical firefight. Yes, you can talk to, I know my grandfather wasn't a religious man and had a lot of problems. He said, and he went through World War II, the Battle of the Bulge, and was highly decorated, one of the most highly decorated World War II veterans from Oklahoma and stuff, and talking about praying. He said, I promise you, combat will make you a believer. Maybe not, when you get back, he kind of went off the deep end, but while it was going on, he was in there. And, Gideon was actually putting together a combat force to go fight here, and he was a little bit concerned with that, and that's why this verse that we read, that the Lord is with you, just like the Lord was with Jeff. And he still, if you've been in combat, he works through the VFW and what's the umpire dude you just went to?
Wounded Warrior Umpire Academy.
Wounded Warrior Umpire Academy, as in Pennsylvania.
It was.
Right.
Yes.
He went up there for, a week, 10 days?
10 days.
10 days up there and helping with that. I know he helps with the veterans in this area and does a lot. Their post got us this POW MIA flag that you can't see. Normally you can see it because we frame that. They do a lot, and I'm very thankful for him and for what he does at our church. He's a warrior here at the church.
Amen.
You know, that there was something that impressed me earlier, and I told him, I said, I wish more parents was like that. His kids are in sports and athletics and stuff, and they've missed some of their stuff because he said, we're going to revival.
Amen.
We've got football. We've got stuff we can do, a long time. We're just in revival this week.
Lord
So,
God.
brother, thank you for that. That
Yes,
sets
sir.
a precedent, and I told
Yes,
him,
it does.
your kids, they won't remember missing football practice,
right.
but later on in life, they may remember something JT
Yes, sir.
preached on, or that Dad come and made it a priority for our family to lead our family to come to church. And I ain't dogging no man, but we need more warriors like that. Not just because he's got combat experience or anything like that. Not because of his being a post commander at the VFW,
Yes, sir.
but because he's setting a spiritual warrior precedent for his family. So, JT, you got your Bible. I don't even have my Bible open, but. Would you mind expounding just a little bit on that verse about? And I know you face a lot of spiritual battles, and we're out there every day on the road and going in and out of churches and things like that, and kind of expound on that verse just a little bit.
First of all, thank you for your service, brother. We appreciate our vets, and I've got two of them here that are heroes to me. And but you brother, just preached the whole story of Gideon, 2 chapters 6 and 7, by what you talked about, because the theme behind this verse is more than Gideon being a valiant warrior. I mean, God called him that, and Gideon certainly did not think that of himself. He thought less of himself than what God did. But the great thing about this I see is that, just like our brother was describing, you're against incredible odds. You're facing fear. I mean, the Midianites were not to be trifled with. They were very vicious people. And but what we see in the whole theme here is that God is going to take this massive army, this elite combat force, and strip it down to 10,000 into 300.
Yeah.
And he's looking for a protocol. He's looking for a protocol of people. In chapter 7, we see, he says, I want to see the guys that are down there lapping like a dog, that are lapping the water with their lips, and then some are going to be drinking another way. And I don't know, sometimes I think the Bible just puts that in there so we can ponder on it. But what I always thought about in my mind, Pastor Mike, is God's looking for people that are humble, looking for people that are dependent upon him. And you see these warriors, I can almost imagine that they're down on their prone position, and they're licking up the water just in a very, very humble position, and they're drinking. And for some reason, God signified, these are the guys that I'm going to use. But let me tell you why. Is because the whole theme I see in this Gideon thing, he's basically saying whether it's the 22,000 that got scared and returned, or the 10,000 that remained, that's verse 3 in chapter 7, by the way, or if it's the very 300 that are going to fight the battle, he said, it's still too many, because I don't want them to think that they did this of their own strength.
Right.
The central theme of spiritual warfare to me is always what we've been talking about all week long, is that this is not about our physical might or our mental might, intellectual might. It's about God's strength in us that does this. And when I hear your story, brother, it's like I can only imagine, what if we're getting trapped? What if it's an ambush? What if it's a sabotage? What if it's, what do? We have no ammo. Well, listen, in the real life, you're depleted of ammo every day. I mean, if you want to look at this verse in these 2 chapters, we are exactly like you were, because we wake up every day and we're thinking, I'm in this firefight with the enemy, and all of a sudden, wow, I realize just how outnumbered I am from the get-go. I realize it could be a trap, because he's setting traps all the time. I realize it also could be the fact that I don't have anything to shoot back with, but then all of a sudden you see what happens here. God causes Gideon to do some really crazy things. He says, I want you to blow the trumpets, and I want you to break the clay jars.
Break the pots.
Now, I'm not going to get too crazy, because I love to preach like this. It's what I love to do, man. But you go over to 2 Corinthians chapter 4, and I believe that is it. And Paul says, we have this treasure in earthen vessels.
Yep.
We are. That is our power. And many times we have to be broken through this willingness to trust God, get on our hands and knees, and lick like a dog, be humble. But once that clay pot is broken, that's what he said, break the pitcher. And I don't understand God's tactics. It really don't make military sense. I mean, I'd rather have like an AK, a shotgun, man, 50, a Ma Deuce, man, a saw, whatever I can get my hands on, But God said,
well, them fast movers, fair sport come smoking in there. They're a blessing. Yeah,
but what a wonderful depiction of the Lord. I mean, he comes in and says, I'm going to show you some real firepower. I'll show you who you can depend on, not your own one clip left and one mag left of bullets, but
Yeah.
I want to show you really how I'm going to defend you. So I'll say this in closing. I never served, but I have been preaching the gospel 26 years, and I have had myself cornered in every kind of
You've been in
spiritual
some
predicament
battles.
you can think
Yeah.
of, even on a daily basis. A daily basis. And getting up this morning, I was sitting over there at the sauna at the rec center. Just went there to take a sweat real quick, and I was just stirred about a lot of things. And I said, God, what do you want me to do? And He said, just be humble. Just trust me. Just trust me. And brother, I tell you what, when you trust God like that, pretty soon there's going to be an F-14 or 15 flying over, man, because
Amen.
God is going to
Amen.
deliver you.
Yeah.
That's the way that spiritual
He-
battles
he's
always
bringing
seem to
some
work.
power. Yeah.
Amen.
He's going to come and protect you.
Amen.
And that's the thing that, a lot of times that you don't have, your airport on station, you get on station and go to calling a tick calling, troops in contact and all that, and you're supposed to have a QRF to spin up for you quickly, and the quick reaction force ain't there, or like they're tied up, at someplace else. And, you think of our military might, and we do have a lot of military might, but our might's not the drones and the satellites. Our mites is our brothers that went over and put
Amen.
boots on the ground,
Sir.
and our brothers that's got boots on the ground today in the
Amen.
spiritual battle
Sir.
that we're all fighting, because it all ties together. Don't think it don't.
Yep.
And
Amen.
politicians, the last time we let generals fight a war was World War II, and we went over against all odds against Hitler's, big force, the Jap, all the stuff after Pearl Harbor. But then ever since then, Korea, Vietnam, our soldiers didn't lose Vietnam.
That's right.
They won those
They
battles,
won it.
but the politicians lost it.
Exactly.
Our men didn't lose Afghanistan and Iraq, even though it's still a wreck over
Yep,
there
yep.
on the ground there. It wasn't because our fighting men
No.
didn't go over there and put forth their best,
That's
because they
right.
did against instrumental odds. They're fighting the battle with politicians at home, and then the Taliban or the Iraqi forces
Yes.
over there in Syria and all the different things, ISIS, all the different things, the different forces there, Al Qaeda, all these forces that are at war, these physical, but it's really a spiritual battle. It's what, and and I think a lot of times those people will go blow themselves up for their cause, their Allah, their God, and go against all these, live in a cave and live like cavemen and, behead people and stuff to try to get their point across. And Christians have a hard time coming and sitting down in an air-conditioned building with good chairs. We got
Lord
good
have
chairs
mercy,
in there.
man. That's
And
sure
again,
right.
not dogging anybody, don't want
Sure
nobody to
right.
feel bad.
No.
But again, what are we
Truth.
sold out to? What do we really believe?
Truth,
And what are we
brother.
willing to fight for? JT said something in the message about David and Goliath, that what you're friends with, you won't kill. And I told a guy that today that had called me this morning that's battling some drug addiction issues and things. And I've spent a lot of time with this man. I hope he's here tonight. I said, you need to get your butt here to this service tonight and hear a message a powerful message and stuff and get that. But I said, if you still want to be friends and flirt and play with this drug deal, you ain't going to kill it, man.
Not gonna kill it.
You ain't going to kill
That's
it.
right.
And that's up to you to kill it. I can't kill it
That's
for
right.
you.
That's
I
right.
can't do it for
That's
you.
right.
Just like the battles that we come back home and face from being deployed and stuff.
Yep.
He, Jeff Etheridge has to deal with that. His wife can
Yes.
try to help his kids, his fellow
Right.
brothers, our church brothers can try to help, and
Yep.
we do.
Yep.
But it's still, Jeff's got to pull that
That's
sword
right.
out and kill.
That's
I've
right.
got to pull my sword out. JT's got to do that. But here's the thing. Just like he told, the Lord is with you, mighty warrior. And the
Love
Lord
that.
is with us each and every day. So God bless
Love
y'all.
that.
Thank y'all for tuning in today. If you would, please share this on your pages. Invite somebody tonight. Bring somebody with you if you can. Let them know this is the last night that JT is going to be with us.
I'm already sad, man.
So yeah, me too. But it is. That's just part of the deal. He travels around and stuff. But come tonight. It's going to be a great meeting. I guarantee. I can already feel it. I got
Yes,
up this
sir.
walking this morning and going around. I was in the woods some and things. The Lord really spoke some powerful things in my
Amen.
heart,
Amen.
and took some heaviness off of me, because I had
Amen.
some heaviness on me a little
Yes,
bit with
sir.
some things
Yes, sir.
that's going on, and the Lord
Yes, sir.
lifted that. And again,
Yes,
He's
sir.
always with us.
Yes, sir.
In that where we don't feel like a warrior, we look in the mirror
Yeah,
and we
amen.
see weaknesses and failures and
That's right.
and missed opportunities
Yes.
and wished we'd have done it this way. Things we all battle that, but know this: the Lord is with
He
us.
is
He
with
promised
us.
to never leave us nor forsake us. So, Jeff, thank you for
Thank
being
you,
here
Jesus.
today,
Thank you,
and
Jeff, for your
JT, thank you
service.
for coming
Yes, sir.
and being here today. So
Yes,
tonight,
sir.
7:00 this Sunday, Johnny Rowlett will be here with us in the 9 and 11 o'clock service. So come out, invite. Johnny will do a great job. Always enjoy having him and Gail with us. So they'll be here this Sunday in both services. So come out for that. And then we'll enjoy them and then see what the Lord has for us through Brother Johnny this Sunday. So God bless y'all. Would love to see you guys tonight. Thank everybody that come helped with their kids, our van drivers that served the dinner, cleaned up. We had a lot of good people, hands on deck here last night. We appreciate each and every one. Another powerful message last night. We appreciate that, and we're looking forward to the message tonight. So God bless y'all. Remember, it's faith over fear, Christ over crisis, and you can remain calm in the chaos.
Amen.